Hello lovely folks, Alexa Broda here, and I'm excited to talk about my favorite parts of teaching. But first, I want to wish everybody a happy Teacher Appreciation Day, happy Teacher Appreciation Week, because I know what you go through, what we go through, and I appreciate you. I appreciate myself. Teachers, if you are not treating yourselves to something this week, you need to. I'm getting a facial. This mask is actually called Positive Energy. Just rub that positive energy right into our skin. I'm getting a massage. I'm gonna spend $6 at Starbucks for a coffee just because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm using all my Teacher Appreciation coupons. We've all messed with teachers, right? In grade school at some point, whether it was something mean that we said, something that we did, we've all done something, right? Well, I tried to involve all of your stories and offering an apology to the teacher who you were so rude to. I received stories, but no apology. So, I'll go. Mr. Fury, I'm sorry for that time I put that bird in your desk and you had nearly a heart attack because you were really old. I'm sorry that I threw your briefcase out the window. Mr. Donahue, I'm sorry for stealing your chalk every day. Now I have a few stories of my own, but never once have I questioned becoming a teacher. Maybe once. I love it, and I'm gonna share my reasons with you. I should probably say that I teach language arts and my experience is in middle school and high school. I'm a mama and I'm multitasking, so some of my clips are from outside. I think the most obvious reason teaching is so great is that we get to influence the future. We get to be role models and mentor. Unless these kids end up unproductive, lazy, suddenly it's our fault. We got to deal with the criticism. You know, it's never the parents' fault or the fault of any of our political leaders in education. It's always our fault. Did I say that influencing kids is the most obvious reason? What I meant to say was we get summers off. And the truth is, teachers need summers off. We could not do what we do all year round without a serious break. It's just not sustainable. Burnout would take on a brand new level. I think that break really helps you better decide what you want to change for next year. You get a new set of students. It's like you're still teaching, but it's new each year. I couldn't imagine taking on another job and not having summers off. Plus we get our sick time and our personal time. The holidays off. I mean, it's really nice. Students are funny. I literally laugh all day long. I have one class this year. I can't tell you how many times I laugh until I cry. How many people can say that about their job? And if you're not laughing at your students, then I think that you're probably doing too much talking. And we get to be so creative. Growing up, I was always very creative. Can't even think of a job where I could be more creative or have as many opportunities to be as creative as I can in teaching. From your classroom, to the way that you deliver lessons, to the way that you display your lessons, to the way that you choose to motivate your students. Not only can you be creative, but you can teach to the best of your ability students to be creative as well. For some students, being creative comes naturally, like how I feel being creative comes naturally to me. I like to be creative with these videos, for example. It's one of the reasons I enjoy doing this. But you know, some students, they like to know exactly how to do things and do not want to color outside of the lines. And I like the opportunity of kind of helping those students along. My next reason is that I love having my own classroom. It's like my little space. I go into my classroom certainly with my students' needs in mind, but I also go into it with my own needs as well. I specifically set up my space to be an area that I enjoy being in every day. From colors to smells, being clean. I feel good that I'm in a clean space every single day. Honestly, I don't enjoy making bulletin boards. I really don't. I like what they look like when I'm all done. I like being able to point at a bulletin board and saying, "Don't that look nice?" But the actual physical aspect of making it, nah. I love that in teaching, your students keep you up with modern trends and pop culture and all that. Now, I have experience with middle schoolers and high schoolers. I don't really know about the elementary folks, but I'm sure they teach you something. I'm 100% sure because these kids know everything. In terms of just fashion and music and movies and shows, they teach me something new every single day. They also give me a reason to care and like be creative with my nails and my clothes and my hair because they notice that stuff and they'll tell you about yourself. They'll tell you if you're looking crazy, if you're looking really nice. They'll tell you, hello. They're so honest, they'll tell you. And I enjoy that, even if the reaction is negative. Just that rapport, that interaction. I'm doing a lot of joking around, that's just me, but something I really genuinely value is when students come back. It might be the next year, it might be 2 years later, 3 years later, and I'm getting old because I have students who have just graduated high school when I taught them in 6th, 7th grade that are coming back to me now and just, you know, telling me what it is they enjoyed about my class and just giving me lots of feedback and just telling me things that make me really proud to do what I do. And I don't have a joke for that. Whenever they tell you that they enjoyed your class or something really random that they remember that always stayed with them, it just makes just whatever negative things happen that day, that week, that year, just kind of like disappear. That's why we do what we do. It's kind of like when you're really annoyed with your kids and you're like, oh, I need some time to myself. I need this, I need that. And then they just give you a big hug and they tell you that they love you. And you're just like, teaching helps you become a better parent. I have no doubt about that. It's not always easy dealing with some parents of some students. I find myself in a situation where I just feel like the parent really just doesn't get it and I just have to do my thing and just do the best that I can. In those moments, I learn what I am not going to do. We live in this digital age and I have seen firsthand just how addicted kids are and how little their attention span is. I think that all teachers can attest to this, and that helps guide me as a parent to put limitations on screen time for my kids. I've also learned through teaching English language learners for so long, teaching bilingual language arts, that some parents think if they don't give their child technology at a young age that they're going to be behind in school. No, they're not. No, they're not. I have had 7th, 8th graders come in never having touched a screen, never having touched a tablet or a phone or a computer. Within 6 months, they can do everything. Within 6 months in 7th and 8th grade, they can do everything that any other kid can do. They pick it up so easily. So don't think that you have to give your kindergartner, your pre-K kid, a screen or they're gonna be behind. Like, hygiene, my kids are wearing deodorant. I won't complain when I see that teachers in the beginning of the school year want things a certain color. I hear parents when they go back to school shopping every year why it has to be a certain color. You will never hear me argue that because it is so important to be organized, so important, and color coding is everything. I'm definitely reading to my kids. Now, I already knew that reading was important. Language arts teachers, I think, know more than most people just how important reading to your kids is, and at a young age, and having them read, and that being exposed to books is so important. If I were not a teacher, I really don't know if I would push books on my kids as hard as I do. Staff meetings are pretty cool. Gives you a chance to grade your papers, update your calendar, take notes. Maybe not your first year, but pretty much every year after that. Technology. I think some teachers, we forget how tech savvy we really are because we're used to doing it every day. But we are some tech savvy creatures and we are learning how to use smart boards and tablets and computers, and this connects to that and that connects to this. I wouldn't know any of this stuff if I weren't a teacher. I get to surround myself in books and talk about books and promote books and read chapters from books. I love the books teaching. It's a win. Movement. This is not a sit-down job, though a lot of people think that it is, and they are very, very wrong. So wrong. It's not a sit-down job. You move all day long. Do you need help? As a language arts teacher, the stories that I get to read, oh my gosh, this is one of my favorites. Everything from journal prompts to essays to just any kind of writing assignment. I have read immigration stories, relationship stories. I have become a better teacher because of what students say about their teachers, what they like, what they don't like. I've learned so much about my quietest of students through their story writing. Sometimes you don't get a sense of just how exceptional a student is if they're a little quiet, if they keep to themselves, but oh my God, does it come out in their writing. I also love to read their speeches. My favorite way to teach voice and writing is through speech writing. If they recite it, even better. Guys, like, they are so fun. I feel like I should wrap this up. I could easily keep going. If you're an aspiring teacher, I hope I enlightened you. And if you're already a teacher and you forgot some of these things, I hope that I reminded you. It is an honor to do this job. It is an honor to do this work. Happy teaching, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I have a lot of fun making these videos. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do day in the lives, I do reflectional vlogs, procedures, classroom management tips. I've been doing this for about 4 months now and I really, really love it. I'll see you next time. Bye.